Hey guys, Raji here from RJ Recruiting. Today I'm going to talk about writing resumes. If you're looking for a job, especially online, you definitely need a resume. If you've never written a resume, it's just basically a summary of your work experience, your education, your skills, anything that can tell a potential employer or hiring manager or recruiter like myself why you're a good candidate for the job you're applying for. So before we go on, if you could hit the like button, subscribe if you're enjoying watching the video, if you find value in this, I will continue to create videos that could help you in your job search. I look at resumes all day long. Some are very long. I've had 9-10 pages on a resume. Some are very short, some are just one page. I even had a resume that only had a few lines. I'm not sure what happened there, but I think the person maybe have sent me the wrong file. Anyways, in this day and age, with the short attention spans, it's very important to make a good first impression. And on a resume, the first impression you have is your first page. Good formatting or bad formatting can be a quick way to just toss that resume. Let me show you some examples of some good resumes and some not so good resumes. I'll even talk about why it's not a good resume and offer some pointers of things to do, not to do, some tips and tricks, some things to avoid, some mistakes to avoid. All right, let's look at a couple of the resumes. So these are pretty good resumes. Some are better than others, but overall these are nice. The format, the layout. So you got the person's name up on top, then the contact information. This person put some of their skill set right underneath the contact information. Then they went into work experience and some projects and some accolades. So they've laid it out nicely where it's each section is separated. There's a line. A little color is okay. I wouldn't go overboard with colors, but all the same font. So it's nice. It's a good resume. All right, let's look at another one. This one is similar where you have the name on top. This person put a summary, which I always like, and it's 2 to 3 lines, straight to the point. Doesn't have to be a huge paragraph or anything. Just summarizing their, work experience and just a little bit about them. Then they've got the contact. Then they have like a skills matrix here, which is really nice. And then they go into the work experience, and all this is in the first page, which I always feel like the first page is very important. So they have a few years of experience, so they move on to the rest, and then education certificates and all that. So in 3 pages, they've laid out everything they've done, really nicely done. This one here, it's a really nicely done resume, but it might be a little too much. There's different font sizes, there's a lot of content. This professional summary, it could be shortened. Summary should not be this long. I mean, it's this person has a lot of experience, so I understand what they're trying to do. And the first page is pretty, but it's a lot. This person was submitted for a job, but I was on the fence about this. But overall, nice. It is. They have sections laid out, and after the first page, it goes right into the bullet points and work experience. But here again, I wouldn't recommend putting so much content, kind of just squeezing everything in here, but it is still really nicely done. A lot of effort put into this resume. So here's a couple more resumes. They're nice. They're not fancy. They're not anything great, but they're nice. They're not to the point. You get your name, contact information. There's a quick overview, and this person goes right into their experience. It's the red here is not necessary, but it's not overpowering or anything. I don't like that some of the fonts are a little bit different. You can kind of just see by eyeballing it. I've fixed a lot of resumes like this, but these are some of the basic things you can avoid. Here's another one. Similar where you got the name and contact information, then this person goes right into the experience. A couple of things about this, I would have liked some sort of summary. Also, this is
4 pages, and there's a lot of white space just the way it's formatted. A lot of it's shifted off to the right, so you're kind of wasting space here. This 4 pages could be 2 or 3 pages, but otherwise it's okay.
Now let's look at some not so good ones. Now, if a resume isn't written well or has grammar errors or just not presentable, doesn't mean that the candidate isn't qualified or a good candidate for that job. They're just not very good at writing resumes. I've cleaned up a lot of resumes before I submitted to the client.
Let's take a look at some resumes that I personally don't like. Here, I get a lot of these in tech. For some reason, this template is out there. I don't know who started it, but I wish they didn't. But so this person has just bullet points and bullet points and bullet points. It's a lot of bullet points. And a lot of the verbiage is bolded. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to highlight some of their skills, but there's so many things highlighted that it gets lost. So I like that they have a summary here, but the summary should not be like 50 bullet points. I like this technical skills. I just wish there were, just a few bullet points on the technical skills page up here, and then they could get right into their work experience. But I'm not going to read pages and pages of bullet points. Hiring managers don't want to see this. It's just a lot. Another one here, this is a hotel manager. This resume it's fine. It's laid out fine. It's good format. Simple but to the point. One thing though is you always want to put your work experience most recent first and then continue. This person did that, but their most recent experience is from March 2018. More than 4 years of work experience, yet there's one bullet point. It's your first page. You want to make it very relevant. You want to make it stand out. And definitely the most recent experience is the most important, especially if it relates to the job you're trying to apply for. So I don't know if this was just a miss or what happened here, but always make sure the content is there on the first page.
Now, if a resume isn't written well or has grammar errors or just not presentable, doesn't mean that the candidate isn't qualified or a good candidate for that job. They're just not very good at writing resumes. I've cleaned up a lot of resumes before I submitted to the client. But especially in IT, if your PDF or Word document looks like it's been written by a 5-year-old, I'm not going to present that. I can't. And even if you're not in IT or not applying for tech roles, there's so many tools out there on the internet, examples of resumes, videos on how to do resumes. You don't even have to pay for these services. There are programs, agencies out there who sell their services and how to write a resume. And feel free to use them, but there are so many free tools available that if you just spend a few minutes on the internet, you will get an idea. Microsoft Word offers resume templates. We'll go through that in a minute, but for free, there's just a lot of resources online.
Microsoft Word has a lot of templates on creating cover letters, memos, resumes, invoices. So they come with the software. So I highly recommend just using that. If you go to new document in Word, these are all the templates that are available. You can search, just type in resume, and you'll see all of these resume templates. You've got some very basic, simple ones, some fancier ones, some ones with the placeholder for pictures. I don't see a lot of resumes with pictures. I know in other countries that might be a norm, but in the US, I just don't see it a lot. I would use LinkedIn. If you want to put a picture on your resume, I would just leave it. But anyway, so yeah, these are all the types of resumes you can build. Let's just go ahead and create a sample resume. Let's click on one. You can see a preview. Hit create. Yeah, so the template is already laid out for you. Put your name, your information, and then here, well, I wouldn't put that, but put your objective, put what you're trying to do, you know, your overall, hey, I have, you know, I just graduated from college, or I'm looking for an internship, or, you know, I have these many years of experience doing such and such. Put a little objective. It doesn't have to be long, straight to the point, couple of lines. Add your contact information, education. If you don't have education, you can put any classes that you're taking, even if it's YouTube videos. Don't say YouTube video, but put the name of the course you took, or any relevant coursework or anything. Experience, and make sure to list your most recent job first. Put the job title, company name, and few bullet points, or it could be a paragraph about what you've done. Communication, this is optional. If you don't want one of these sections, you can just click and delete. So this is just a template laid out, but you can modify it. Here, leadership, you can add some leadership qualities, or change it to anything, or just say, you know, additional skills, anything. References, I wouldn't put references on the resume. You can just put available upon request. You don't want to put other people's contact information on resumes. And yeah, pretty much that's it. You just created a resume. Yeah. So you save it, give it a name. Okay, that's it. Now, another thing, some people have asked, you know, should I submit a Word resume or PDF? It really doesn't matter. Both of them are professional. If you do want to create a PDF, you don't need any special programs. You don't need to buy anything. In Microsoft Word, if you go to Save As, one option you have is PDF. It saves it as a PDF. That's all you need to do to create a PDF. And there you have it. Now you have a Microsoft Word resume and a PDF. I just put it in another screen. So here's a PDF version. Yeah, there you go. You can't edit this here, but you can always go back into Word, edit it, save it. There you have it. That's all it takes to create a resume. And if you don't like this template, you can go back and try some of the other templates. Just a few minutes, you can have a really nice looking resume.
So there, we just created a resume in just a few minutes using Microsoft Word templates. At least we get the layout and format done. Content is important, yes. Your resume does not have to be 4 or 5 pages long. If you have some number of years of experience, I would say keep it at 2 or 3 pages. 1 page is okay if you're applying for an internship, or if you don't have a lot of work experience, that's okay. 1 page is just fine. 2 to 3 to me is ideal. Somebody who's been working for 20 years, maybe they've got 4 or 5 pages, but make sure it's 4 or 5 pages of relevant information. Well, that's about it for this video. I hope you found it useful or helpful in writing a resume, or at least if it got you started. Well, don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. Feel free to post any comments. If there's something you'd like me to do a video on, let me know, or if you just have a question, I'm happy to reply. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. I know your time and attention is valuable, so I'll try not to waste it. Until the next video, bye-bye.